Hey guys, welcome back to the Community Cares Podcast. I'm Dave. I'm the Executive Director here at Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet. We have a great guest today, Cameron. Thank you for being here so much.
Thank you for having me.
And would you mind introducing yourself and your role?
Yeah, my name's Cameron. I'm the Operations Manager for a mobile urgent care named Doctoroo that serves Reno, Sparks, and Carson City. Yeah, we go out there anytime you think about walking into an urgent care, you just call us instead. We come to your home and we can do all of the same stuff just right there in the comfort of your own home. You don't have to try and drive anywhere when you're feeling sick. You just call us and we do all the work.
That's pretty cool. So you're a second guest on our show, but it was a while ago when we did the show.
Yeah, we've been open in Reno now for 3 years.
Yeah.
Or a little more than 3 years. It was in January, it was 3 years.
Yeah, I want to say it was probably 2 years ago when you were on. A year ago? Because we've been doing the show now for over 2 years.
Yeah, it was it was near the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. So thank you so much for coming back and being a guest. Definitely, we've changed the format of what we do a little bit, so I appreciate you being brave and coming back. And
somebody's got to do it.
Somebody's got to do it. Exactly. So we're going to start with our sponsorship segment. Our first sponsor we're going to shout out is Shelley's Hardware. Shelley's Hardware is your local resource to that bolt, that singular bolt, or that lawnmower that you need now because your grass is growing. So definitely go check out Shelley's Hardware. They're local, they're small, and you can really help out the community because you'll be helping out Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet by shopping there. So definitely check out Shelley's Hardware and be there or be square, I guess. But,
or circle.
Or circle. There you go. You never know. But there definitely is a lot of fun things in there. And it's not just hardware stuff. They have candies and fun things if you forgot a gift on the way to someone's house or something like that. All sorts of fun things. And that personal touch, I made keys the other day because I try to make my keys there. And just their personal touch, they have literally told me, hey, this key won't work. You can't make a copy of this one. You have a different one. So I went and got a different one, and they helped me with it and got me the right key. I've gone to Home Depot before, and I'm looking for someone to make me keys now.
Yeah, I have to set aside a chunk of time just to walk around the aisles before I find anything.
Right. And so it was Shelley's Hardware. I just walked in. They were there. They asked, hey, what projects you working on today? How can I help you? And it's like done right there. So definitely local, small is the way to go, especially if you need your keys made, or you need a bolt, or you need a lawnmower. Go to Shelley's Hardware. Our next sponsor is Spherian. Are you a local business in Reno, Nevada, searching for top talent, or an individual looking for your next great career opportunity? Look no further than Spherian Staffing. As the local experts in recruitment, Spherian understands the unique needs of the Northern Nevada job market. They connect qualified candidates with leading companies, ensuring the right fit every time. Whether you need administrative support, light industrial staff, or professional hires, Spherian takes the stress out of staffing. Call or text Spherian today at 775-829-8367. Yeah, great local people that really care about the community, and they're also a local job business. So that's pretty great.
Yeah, hiring people is difficult sometimes.
Oh, tell me about it. I know it. So the next sponsor we're going to shout out is Relentless Business Mastery, and they are a Reno digital marketing agency specializing in services such as SEO, web development, pay-per-click advertising, and so much more. They focus on small businesses, entrepreneurs, and help them in the Reno Sparks area and beyond. They enhance their online presence, attract more customers. This agency is led by Jason Messick and has received recognition for its impact on local businesses, particularly through tailored digital strategies and hands-on support. Definitely check out Relentless Business Mastery. Again, they are local. All these sponsors are local and people that we know and that we care about. So definitely support them if you enjoy the Community Cares podcast, or if you want to support Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet. Let them know that Good Shepherd sent you, and we'd be thrilled to hear that feedback from our sponsors. So let's get into the meat of the episode, Cameron. Why health? Why should people care about health?
I mean, you go through every day, and like if you're not taking care of yourself or taking care of yourself in a timely manner, you're just not performing to your full ability. You're not living life the way that you could if you felt 100%. So for me, health is a lot about just improving myself. It helps a lot with a lot of the mental type stuff too.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, when I want to grow up and see like my nephew graduate college, or you know what have you. So if you're not taking care of yourself, like some of those things might not happen. You might not be able to make it there because you're not feeling well or whatever. So
You know, that's
huge.
Yeah, that's a great point. Definitely with how the how things work. It's pretty complicated, and sometimes that mobility issue is a real issue for people. It really is. And so to be able to have that urgent care type visit come to your house is super impactful, probably for a lot of families, right?
Yeah, I do focus a lot on like the homebound population and people that can't get there. They don't have a ride, what have you. And they're a huge portion of who we take care of because they're the ones looking for the mobile part of it. But what a lot of people don't know, or they just assume because we're mobile, you have to be immobile to use us.
Right.
Is that anybody can use us. A parent with 5 kids who one of them is sick, they don't have to pack up the other 4 and take them all to the urgent care and then sit around other people that are sick. So, I mean,
That's
it's
a great point.
Yeah.
Like it is gross sometimes in urgent
Yeah.
care. Like I appreciate the urgent cares in our local area, but honestly, there are times I walk in there, I'm like, I don't want to get sick again, or we're there for something else, like testing or other things, and I'm like, I don't want to get sick.
Yeah, and we work closely with the different clinics, primary care physicians in town. We don't want to be seen as somebody that's trying to take their patients. We want to help their patients stay healthy to their best of their ability. So like if they can't see them for a couple days but they're sick today, they send them to us so we can take care of them, and then they can make it to their next visit with their primary. So we work closely with a bunch of organizations in town to just make sure that people are as healthy as they can be.
Well, I think that's super interesting. So I'd like to talk a bit about the history of Doctoroo, maybe just like as a company, and then maybe locally how it started and what percolated, who had the conversations, those kinds of things.
Yeah, so the owners of Doctoroo are 2 brothers from Australia, and they owned a company similar in Australia. They sold it, traveled the world for a while, and then they wanted to come to America. And when they did that, they did some research. They searched for which state had the worst ratio of primary care physicians to patients.
Okay.
And Nevada is near the bottom. And
oh no.
yeah, and then they chose Vegas to start because the patient density and all of that. And then I would say like 3.5 years ago, I reached out to the owners and we had a conversation. They flew up here. We found an office and we opened a month later.
Right.
So then, yeah, we've been here since then, and I'm building it in a way that we're a part of the community. We go to all the community events. We do all the back to school events. We do wellness evaluation events. We can do sports physicals for certain people. So for me, it's a huge thing just because I've born and raised here, just to make Doctoroo a part of Reno and Sparks and Northern Nevada in general. Because we are looking to expand out to help those people in the rural areas as well that have a harder time to access healthcare in general.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we are too with our mobile microcloset program. So there may be some, collaboration there down the road. You never know.
Yes.
Do some events in the rurals. That'd be fun, right?
Love to.
So I'm totally with you on that. I think it's super interesting. I know you're not an owner, but without you, there wouldn't be Doctoroo really in Reno Sparks, right?
They had thought about it, but with me coming up and telling them, explaining how I could grow the company in Northern Nevada, then they just kind of went all in and put a lot of trusting me to make it work.
Wow.
And we're working it, So we have a really big team. I have right now 15 providers and then 8 EMTs, and then they go out in teams of 2 and just see everybody around town. And then because we're driving around all day, it's funny because quite a few of our patients hear about us because their family members work for the Maverick gas stations.
Interesting. Okay.
And it's because my teams, when they're driving around all day, Maverick has the best bathrooms, they have the best snacks. So my teams are in there all the time. So
wow.
Yeah.
I think that's interesting, especially how it started, the history, and just really bringing the care visit back into homes, which I mean is such a lost art in a lot of ways, because there's something different about having someone in your home and taking care of you when you're immobile, but also those families that it's hard. I mean, I have a baby. I get it. Like it's complicated sometimes when you need to get those things done.
Yeah, and then another good example is we work with like the different autism organizations in town, because those patients, when trying to get them into a waiting room and then into a doctor's office or whatever, now we're seeing them in their home.
Right.
They're comfortable. They trust us. We're able to treat them and make sure that they're getting the care they deserve when they're not as stressed.
That's a great point. So my brother-in-law, he's 24, I think. 23, 24, and he is severely autistic. Like he's nonverbal. He has a lot of issues. You might have already met him, I guess, but
maybe
it's a possibility. But he is in a home, and I'm not sure if they have in-care visits like that for urgent care. So that's something to definitely think about. And maybe I'll let my mother-in-law know. But definitely that idea of going into the home where they're already comfortable, where they're already feel in their space, in their bubble, that would change the environment. That's a great point.
Yeah, and then just the providers that I hire, they're just a very specific type of provider that really know how to like treat the person, not just the cut they have on their leg. They're really there to like make someone feel like they were taken care of.
Right.
They got the treatment they needed, and they're confident with the plan moving on after that.
So I really want to get into what inspires you to do what you do. Like, what is that driving force that makes you want to go to all these different, back to school fairs and all the things you do in the community? I mean, what's that driving force in you?
Well, like I said, born and raised, and I grew up in the lower income bracket, so we had Medicaid, and we went to these events. We went to the diaper drives. We went to the back to school events where you could get school supplies and stuff like that. So to me, it's just a huge part of giving back, and like I said, making Doctoroo a part of the community and not just a mobile urgent care. So for me, it's a lot about like how I grew up, and then wanting to do the same for the people that are in the same situation that I grew up in.
Right, because it is complicated when you're in that lower income bracket.
It's hard for them to ask for help.
Yeah, I mean, for anyone.
Yeah.
For me, it's hard to ask for help. I mean, that's
now
the
that
reality.
I think about it.
It's true. And so that just having that lived experience, that definitely does change the atmosphere of why you do what you do. You know what I mean? Like it really at least drives me. I mean, for me, I mean, if we knew about Good Shepherd, we had some really tough years in my family, but we didn't know about Good Shepherd's clothes closet, so we didn't know we could get free clothes.
Exactly.
So it's that awareness piece, going to those fairs and stuff is so important. It really is, because if people don't know that they can
then
get the
they
support.
don't know they can call us, and then they're just gonna either not go get taken care of, and it'll get worse, or They spend more money going to an ER when they didn't need that level of care.
Bingo.
Yeah.
ER visits are expensive. It's very complicated.
Yes.
So trust me, I know. So the next thing I would love to kind of dive into is because I think you've kind of laid out what the program does, who you are a little bit. So let's dive a little bit deeper. Who are you? What do you do on your daily? Do you play video games? Do you have hobbies? Do you have a dog? What do you do?
Well, I picked up golf like a year and a half ago.
Oh yeah,
and that's taken up a lot of time. No, but I just try and hang out with friends and just make my time outside of work just not thinking about work more. Just because there was a point where like I really care about the company and I want to make it successful, but I was just putting too much of me into it. So now I've found a really good balance of just putting more into me, and then that makes it so I can make Doctoroo successful in the way that I want it to be, and I'm not just like pouring everything I have into it. So it's been a learning curve, but we're getting there. But yeah, I'd say golf was taking up most of my time.
Well, it's especially in that startup phase where you don't know what's going to happen, right? You're hoping it all works the way it's supposed to.
Yeah.
Trust me, I understand. But you're hoping it all works the way it's supposed to, quote unquote. But sometimes it doesn't. And so it's that scary realization of, a lot of this is on my shoulders. And for you, a lot of it is on your shoulders, making sure all those different pieces are in place. People are going where they're supposed to be going, and covering if someone calls out, or all those different pieces. I'm sure that's complicated.
Yeah, and I'm the only management in Northern Nevada, so I do everything, the events, the marketing, all of that. And yeah, like you said, it was just me like putting everything into it, making sure it was successful. And then there was just a point where I realized I was just putting too much into it.
Yeah.
And it was I wouldn't say it was hurting the company, but it wasn't making the company what I wanted it to be. So once I started putting more into me and taking more time off, using the PTO, then it started becoming more of what I like about healthcare.
Right. You have to pour into yourself to be able to pour out. Because emotionally, it's probably draining going to all these different houses, making sure all the marketing's done the way it needs to be.
Yeah.
And all those different parts. I mean, you have to be an entrepreneur, and that's what you were doing and what you are doing. Right. And so to definitely have those moments of, okay, it's okay to go to the range today. It's okay to be outside today. It's okay to go for a walk for 10 minutes. It's okay. And those mental health breathers that we all need.
For sure.
Those moments of, okay, I need to take a breath, and everything's going to be okay. One way or the other, it's going to be okay.
You don't want to burn out, that's for sure.
And it's easy to do.
Yeah.
I was reading a book recently about that, a leadership anxiety, and it talks a little bit about how burnout isn't that you're doing too much, it's that you're focusing too much on the business, right? It's not about activity, it's about, are you getting poured into? Are you doing the things that you care about? Yeah. And I'm trying to get better at it as well. So I love that we're having this conversation. This is a good conversation.
It's like I said, it's a learning curve, but
right. And it's an uphill battle forever.
Yeah.
It really is, especially in leadership and management, right? Because a lot goes on our shoulders. And so it's taking those moments. It's giving ourselves permission to rest.
Yeah.
I'd say, right? Maybe?
No, yeah, you're totally right.
So I think having those moments of, okay, I'm allowed to enjoy a cup of coffee, and I do not need to look at my email right now. Right?
Yeah, that was a problem for a while.
For all of us.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
And then just answering all the calls on the weekends and, never really having a full day off. But now, nice balance has been built, and Doctoroo is better than it ever has been.
Well, I know for me, I definitely want to prioritize that more. So thank you for that reminder of having those times of those breaths and really pouring into myself so I can pour into the organization.
Yeah.
So it's important.
It'll make
really
it
is.
so much better.
So are you allowed to talk a little bit more about that rural stuff that you were kind of dove into a little bit?
There's not much right now, but
Okay.
we're looking into starting a car that's just devoted to the outlying cities. So like Fernley, Fallon, Dayton, Minden, Gardnerville, everything surrounding us, because so many clinics and everything have been asking us to go out there for so long. So we're just working to make that happen so we can help those people out too, because there's not many clinics out there. So for something simple that could be taken care of by us, they're going on an expensive ambulance ride to Renown from Fallon, you know what I mean? So to be able to reach out and then help those communities too, it would be huge, and we're definitely working on it.
So what are some of the I want to dive into some of the barriers maybe. So what is the barriers to be able to get service from you guys? So it's just urgent care, most providers and stuff. You guys take most providers, so HPN, Molina.
Yeah, HPN's not up here anymore, but
Okay.
we take all of the MCOs. We take Silver Summit, Molina, Anthem, Medicaid, CareSource now,
Okay.
and then just Bear State Medicaid, and we take most of the Medicares also. And then there's certain Medicare plans that we've kept so many people out of the hospital that if they call us instead of going to an urgent care, they'll waive the copay, so they don't even have to pay a copay for us to come see them.
Wow.
So
What about private health cares if people want to
we
reach
take
out
most
to
of
you?
them. Yeah.
Okay.
So, and it would just, the cost to the patient is no different than if they walked into an urgent care. So whatever their urgent care copay is what they pay to have us come to them.
That's really cool. Like that really is revolutionary. Like, because like you said earlier, you don't have to go into the urgent care where there's a bunch of sick people, because there's sick people in urgent care. That's why they're there. And so it's nice to not have to have that.
Yeah, and they're busy, and like sometimes even the urgent cares are sending us patients because they're too busy to see all the patients. And we're just a smaller company, so it's just me trying to get everybody to know that we're here, because like I've been going to these events all around town, these community events, for 3 years now, and I was just at an event last weekend, and there's still tons of people that don't even know about us.
They're like, really? You do what?
Yeah, so it's always funny to see the people that still don't know, because to me I mean, I've been doing it for so long that's just natural. But a lot of people just don't think it's something that is possible. Like what? You can give me stitches on my living room floor? You know what I mean? So that's a foreign thought to most Americans.
Sure, it is to me, right? I mean, absolutely. And so that makes sense. What is there any limitations of things you guys can do?
We don't. The only thing we don't do is we don't draw blood, because it has to be. There's certain things that have to happen within a certain amount of time.
Okay.
And because we're driving around and the temperature fluctuates, that's just not something we do.
Okay.
We do work with a mobile blood draw company, but we hardly ever need to use them. But we even have a mobile imaging company that we can send to their house for X-rays or ultrasounds or anything like that. But yeah, there's really no barriers or limits. We do staples, stitches. We could give you IV fluids if you're dehydrated.
Wow.
Any medications you might need for infections. We treat pneumonia in home, so even pneumonia is something that you could have treated at home instead of going in and having it treated.
Wow.
And people won't think of that because they're always told, obviously pneumonia is bad, but everyone's telling them, you need to go straight to the ER. But we can treat you in your home and get you, and then we carry all the antibiotics with us so we can start you on your medication right there. What I would say is that because of all the community events I do go to, I build a lot of relationships. Like I've met you at events and tons of organizations around town. And my teams go around with a list of resources that I've gathered through working the events, through partnerships that I get introduced to, you know, so stuff like that. So like a good example is we went and treated a patient, and then they were homebound, but they still moved around the home. They had a walker. They just had to walk around. But they were really sick. We had the mobile imaging company go out. We had them given the antibiotics, and then we followed up with them a couple days later to make sure that they were improving. And then we also hooked them up with a company. Oh man, he's gonna kill me. I don't know. I'll have to look up the name of the company, but it's on the list of resources to where it's called safety squads. They go into their homes and then they put up like rails and ramps and stuff like that to make it so it's easier for them to get around and it's safer. Cool. Yeah. So we work with a lot of organizations because, like I said, my team doesn't go in and just treat the scratch you have. They go in, and if they notice that an elderly person has a bunch of rugs that are tripping hazards or whatever, then they'll talk with the patient and maybe move the rugs out of the walking path, you know. So my team's going there to give them the resources to where not only are we taking care of what's happening today, but then their lives will improve with the different resources we give them. Like we work with different companies that'll go in and clean out houses that are super cluttered, but the person can't clean it themselves, you know? So there's just a lot of things we do to just help people overall. Just once we're there, like we're there.
Yeah.
We get a lot of time with them.
Yeah, you probably build a lot of relationships because of that.
Yeah, and once people find out about us, they don't go anywhere else.
Right. Yeah.
Why would you?
Why would you? I know that's great. So thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing with our audience a little bit more. Thank you for coming back.
Of course.
Because the show has definitely changed and evolved since last time you were here. Yeah. And so we're trying to invite a lot of those early guests back on so then they can get some of the reels and the other things we're doing. But yeah, if you guys want to find out more about Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet, please visit getclothes.org. We give away a lot of clothes to people in need every single month. It looks like a thrift store, but it's not a thrift store, and we rely on donations from people just like you. The average person that gives to our cause gives $20 a month. There are people who give $50, $100 a month that just believe in what we do, being able to provide clothing to people in need and keeping clothes out of the landfills. So if that's something that speaks to you, please visit getclothes.org and make a donation of any amount. We really need your support. Without your support, we don't exist. That's the reality. We are a small local nonprofit, independent, and we've been in the community for 28 years. And for that 28 years, it's only stayed open because of donations from people just like you. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And we help over 800 people a month. No matter what, we're asking you to come alongside and help one. All right, guys, thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here, Cameron.